We just want education freedom. Education freedom.
Hello! Welcome to School Salary Podcast. That will be episode 10, and I will call it the second season because there's been a 4 months hiatus. Today we have the pleasure to have Winston with us. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, my name is Winston. I'm 21 years old. I'm currently on an international college in mainland China. I'm currently on year 4.
Oh, year 4. It's the last one?
Yeah.
Nice. And what's international college? That you use English, perhaps?
Yeah. Yes. Since year 2, actually we have been taught exclusively in English. In English only. Since year 1, we have a little bit of English introduction class, and we have a foreign tutor. But since year 2, it's almost English only.
I see. Now, I noticed that because your English is pretty good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So
a lot of people around me talked about that. Also, some foreign teachers said I sound like I'm back from the States, as they were saying, or something.
yeah, for instance, sing that prosody, it's very different from your native language. Yeah. So I'm curious of how you did learn English. You learned that from the school system by yourself?
Well, actually, the very 3 years so in China, we have English around the 3rd year of primary school, but that was when I'm young. And this is probably a different time now. Actually, some kids are learning English as early as kindergarten. That's pretty crazy, in my opinion. And I started learning English from around 9 years old. And so 3 years in primary school and a couple of years in middle school. In primary school, my English was pretty bad, very bad. I can't say even one sentence out loud. I can make sentence. I can't say, and I can't even pronounce the thank. The tongue between the teeth sounds. After 3 years, yeah, and so my English was very bad at start, and I don't enjoy English at all in school.
You didn't enjoy it. Gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it, but things actually a little bit different since middle school because well, I can't really recall what changes actually. I only remember I started doing those sort of stories on individual words. I start creating mnemonic stories for different words based on their sound. Some of them quite hilarious, and I talked to my other classmates about it. So at first this helps, and I was getting pretty good grade in dictation and other tests, but I couldn't speak. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That was the start.
So you were getting good grades, but that was not translating to use the language in real life, right?
Yeah, definitely. I try to watch English TV shows, but I can't survive without a subtitle.
Okay. And now at 21, look at that! Look at you. You can communicate fully in English. Does your class?
This is not. This is the very third time, basically. Yeah.
The third time you said?
Yeah. Actually, the first time was the first Discord event, and the second time was the second Discord event. And this is the third time I
Oh,
ever
wow.
have an actual English conversation. At school, I sort of talk to teachers, but only like asking them school stuff.
Wow. Are you telling me that's the third time you are actually having a long conversation in English?
Yes, exactly.
Wow. Wow. I'm impressed. Wow. And how is that? It's because you cannot, your classmates doesn't have enough proficiency to speak in English?
Yeah. Well, they definitely don't have proficiency. Even they go to international school, and we have those presentations. They're all in English, but they just read the notes. I probably am the only person in the whole class who doesn't use a note like at all
Oh.
when giving a presentation.
Then my question would be, what makes you different? What
makes
Yeah, so why you are the only one? What you did that the rest of your classmates did not?
Oh, well, I'm a little bit more courageous, I suppose. I wanted to like get myself a little bit outside my comfort zone. So some presentations are really long. Like the last one I gave is about a case in a course in international law. That was each student has to give a 10-minute long presentation. So I just made some points on the PPT and did all the rest. How do you say it? Impromptu, extempore.
Yeah, so spontaneous.
Yeah. What?
Spontaneous. That
Instantaneous?
no, spontaneous. That is not rehearsed.
Oh, spontaneous.
Spontaneous. Yeah. For instance, what you are doing right now? You're not following a script. You're thinking now what you want to say, and this is harder to do in a second language.
Yes, I didn't prepare it all these days.
Yeah, nice. And you commented going outside of the comfort zone. So paraphrasing that is that you were in the push zone, right? That there's a slight stress, just a slight, but it's an incentive to improve.
Oh yeah. You're saying, like, I remember Wozniak sort of have a model of that, right?
Yep. Right.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely right. I'm pushing myself a little bit towards my competency, shall I say?
Yes, because I'm guessing no one forced you to participate in Discord, right? And talk in English. That's because you wanted to.
Yeah. Also, I think I need a little bit more motivation to help me stay with Super Memo.
Okay.
I've been using Anki for like almost a year and a half. No, almost 2 years. I can't really place the beginning date, but it's been a really long time, and I have to say, going this along only by myself, it's really painful at times. And of course, I don't have the right strategy. It's an important reason too.
I'm assuming you use Anki or Super Memo for college.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
At first, it's actually for language learning. So so learning other languages is kind of a little hobby of mine.
Okay. Could you describe what is Anki and Super Memo for people who are listening to us?
Basically, it's a spaced repetition system. You are presented with a question and an answer. You create them by yourself, and the program, based on the answer, will schedule the next time you see it. So the interval is getting longer and longer, something like maybe in Anki is something like I can't remember. It's something like 248, like that.
248.
Perhaps, and like
Oh, you mean
see one.
you mean
See an item.
you mean
after 2 days,
okay?
you get it right.
You mean today?
4 days.
Gotcha.
If you didn't get it right, maybe 8 days or even longer. I think the default Anki A factor is something like 2.5, right?
And you said that you have trouble to use it every day, consistently every day, right?
Anki, yeah.
Okay, because you're using. I'm assuming your degree is about law, because you said
it's actually business major.
business major. Okay,
Yeah.
and you use the speed repetition software for the exams, right?
Yeah. I actually, when I was using Anki, I definitely more of my material is my own language learning stuff.
Okay, and
Like when I first was getting to space repetition, before I get into space repetition, I was using a memory palace. I was using a mnemonic system, like a really extensive one. You know, actually, have you met people who also use a mnemonic system for all of their knowledge?
not at that extent.
Okay, I was literally using a lot of memory palaces for all of my knowledge before Anki. So during the first year of college and actually a little bit before that.
Okay, and the language learning was English, or you learn more languages?
Other languages too, like some of them I wouldn't say it was very good, but I started with Latin, and I learned a little bit of Italian. Later I studied some ancient Greek, and I
ancient Greek.
sporadically learned Japanese, Cantonese, French, some Spanish.
Oh,
and
wow.
And now I'm trying to learn a little bit of German.
Oh, so the list is long. Nice.
Yeah. But actually my interest is almost purely on the linguistic side. So I can read and listen and understand almost all of those languages. Maybe not Greek, actually, because Greek is so hard. But I wouldn't say I can have a fluent conversation in those languages, not at all.
Okay, so you're based on passive, the passive aspect of the language, not the active.
Yes.
So you cannot produce it, but you can understand it passively.
Yes.
Okay, with the exception of English.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
English is quite an exception because since age 15 I was almost using English only, and I don't speak or write. I just listen to just watch YouTube videos.
And not
More or less, I was watching videos on my interest. So at that time, I was pretty into a video game called Minecraft, and I watched a lot of Minecraft videos. And who knows? 3 years later, I can just speak English. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. So I would say that you learn most of the English through watching videos about Minecraft.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, and I'm assuming you already played the video game, right? Not just watching videos.
I played a lot.
A lot.
I used to play a lot.
Nah. And I didn't play it, but I also watch videos about it. That you can chat, right? And also you have voice chat, I think, in the video game.
Maybe now, I don't know. I used to play, well, when I was used to play, it doesn't have one.
Okay, but even though the text chat, have you used the chat?
Yeah. but I play with Chinese players and
Oh,
often by myself. But the funny thing is, this game for a very very long time it doesn't support Chinese input. Yeah, so actually, when I was first playing this game, when it doesn't support Chinese, we are all chatting in English. So it was like pretty funny.
wow. So let's say that you were kind of forced to chat in English because you cannot input the Chinese characters.
Yeah, and actually some of them just chat in pinyin,
The
the
phonetic.
Chinese,
Yeah.
the Chinese phonetic thing.
Yeah, but I think that's not ideal because of the homonyms,
course.
right?
Yeah.
The same sound can have different meanings.
Yeah, Chinese definitely have a lot of harmony.
So Yula, I'm curious. So did you follow some YouTubers about Minecraft?
I follow a lot of YouTubers.
And I'm assuming we're American.
Actually, most of them are German.
German. Okay.
I was not like into just I was not very into, I don't know, just the competitive side or just playing it normally. I was sort of getting technical at times. I even spent a lot of time digging into the Java code of the game.
Yeah, because I know that some people compete with speedrunning Minecraft.
Oh yeah, yeah. Nowadays speedrunning is a pretty big deal. Back at around 2015, I don't know, there weren't a lot of speedrunners.
Okay. So you started with Minecraft because that was pleasurable for you and you learned a lot of English. And how you transitioned, how you end up on Discord. So what made you start creating a Discord account?
There's more than 3 years gap in between actually. So I stopped playing Minecraft just right after I started college, basically.
Okay.
And so I was preparing. So I was preparing the exam. Do you know 高考? Do you know that? That's
it's
like
they say it's the most important exam of the entire life.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. For those who doesn't know, that's like national college examination thing. National. Yeah, it's probably the official translation is something like that. Anyway, when I was preparing that exam, I don't really have a lot of time because I didn't actually like go to high school and I didn't prepare to enter the exam before 9 months. So the exam is something like 2018 in June, and I didn't plan to start to enter it before 2017 September.
Okay.
And before that, when I dropped out of middle school, I was pretty depressed. I was just staying at home, playing games, and didn't do a lot of other things.
Why do you think you were depressed? What was the cause?
The reason could be really multifaceted, but there are some like how do you say that? The bigger causes like I remember I had some really troubled experience with memorizing ancient Chinese texts. Yeah, because back in middle school we have to memorize like really long ancient texts. Those are insanely long, and no one would memorize. No one would still remember any of them after the test, the final exam, the final Gaokao. Yeah. And yeah, that's a very important. That's a very important reason I couldn't go through with it, and that was a very important reason why I was depressed. Yeah.
Okay, so based on the rote memorization, long term, created you depression.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm assuming that the long texts, you memorize them verbatim, right? So exactly how they are written, word by word.
Yes, we have to memorize them word by word, how they pronounce, how they are written,
And that,
and in class we have to like memorize one long text per week, and if you don't pass it, you have to like memorize. You have to like written it from memory in front of a teacher
oh wow.
that day, that day basically.
And it's ancient Chinese, you said?
Yes, ancient Chinese.
Ancient.
Wen Yan Wen.
So I'm assuming that you will have characters that you don't use on every day, that are very old and archaic. So this makes the memorizing task harder.
Yeah, definitely. To memorize different characters. Yeah, it's definitely harder.
So an analogy for a native English speaker would be memorizing poems that were written in Old English.
Yeah, Shakespearean, something like that. It's sonnet.
Yeah. Okay. And why they made you memorize all of these? So
Who the fuck knows? I would say like they're insane. Like I don't know how many of those long tests they have. They want students to memorize before the college exam thing. I think it was like 60 or between 60 and 70, maybe 80, maybe 60. I can't really remember. But you should know it's a lot, and it's very painful. And I should definitely mention that part of Chinese was like the only thing I was really bad at school. I keep getting perfect grades at math and science. At that time, science wasn't like divided into physics and biology and chemistry and stuff. And what else? What other subjects? I was pretty good at sports too, and yeah,
So-
that's a big trigger.
So your only weak point was the memorization of those long texts.
Yeah, and I definitely hated them.
Yeah, I can
I don't
imagine.
enjoy them. I should say if they don't make us memorize those, I would say I probably would like them, because some of the texts are quite beautiful, beautifully written.
Yeah, so exactly. So that's a good point you said, that the fact that they are coercing you, forcing you to memorize it. Now it becomes not pleasurable, even if you may happen to like the text.
Yeah, exactly.
You develop a hate of the content just because you are forced to memorize it against your will.
Yes.
And on top of that, usually the applicability will be close to none.
Definitely. If they were like let us memorizing poems, they would, that would be sort of nice. But the thing with modern day young student memorizing Chinese poem is, in ancient China, a lot of poems, like, they are sung. They are not like just recited. They sing it. They sing it with some sort of with a tune, like ancient Greek does it. You know.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah, like the Iliad or what's that? What's it called? I only remember in Latin that was Aenaidos. I needs I. Did you know that? That was
No,
another
I'm not familiar with that.
ancient.
Hmm.
Okay, that was an epic poem.
Hmm.
Anyway,
So you also
the thing with the song, I think it makes it easier to memorize, definitely. But we don't use the song. We don't use the ancient pronunciation. That's another thing. You know, in Western they teach classics. Probably now a lot of teachers would use the restored pronunciation of Latin. But in China, we don't use the Middle Chinese pronunciation. We don't use the ancient Chinese pronunciation. We use fucking Mandarin, and some of the words doesn't even rhyme.
Oh, so the
That totally destroyed the beauty of the poem, in my opinion.
yeah, exactly. So just to catch up, so the characters are the ancient from many centuries ago.
Yeah.
You kept the same spelling and writing,
Yeah.
but how you pronounce those are from today, the version of today, right? And this creates a mismatch, and since it's supposed to be rhythm, that the last syllable or the first syllable it's the same or so on. This is lost in translation, right?
Yeah. Yes. And and actually, if we were to use like our hometown dialects, or even better Cantonese to pronounce those poems, I think it's going to sound much better because in ancient China there's something called 入声. I don't know how to translate it. Basically, it's a abrupt stop.
Okay.
Oh my god, I can't think of a example right now. It's just a quick little sound. It's like on the end of the line of the poem. In a lot of dialects, in my hometown dialect, so my hometown is Hangzhou, so my hometown dialect is like Hangzheiwa. It's it's southern dialect. So in my hometown dialect, it actually preserves those abrupt sounds. So use that to pronounce the poem, it's actually better. Actually, most of the poems are designed to pronounce using the author's hometown dialect. And guess what we do in China? We promote Mandarin. We don't say, we don't allow students to use dialect. Try to think of that. Actually, that's not uncommon at all. I think in France or Japan, right? They also force students to stop using their hometown dialect. That's fucking stupid.
Okay, so the school system is only taught in the main dialect, right?
Mandarin.
The Mandarin, the Bay. I don't know how it's called. If there's a name for it, let's say the main dialect. The main dialect of Chinese, right?
Yeah, 普通话 Mandarin.
Yeah, 普通话. Okay.
普通话. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. 普通话.
Yeah, I have seen this written, but I was not pronouncing it like that.
Okay.
So the problem with China that it's a very big country. So you have lots of different dialects, and those dialects has been living for centuries. They differ.
Yes.
They differ quite a lot. It's not the same as in English in US, that you have southern accent and so on.
Yeah.
In Chinese,
Yes,
the difference. Yeah, the differences are quite big, quite large, and you have this dissonance that I speak one dialect, but I have to memorize how it's pronounced in the main dialect that I not necessarily speak, right?
Basically, everybody speaks the main dialect, but I think that's a problem if you don't let students use their dialect when they are like. Still nowadays, some parents taught their speak with their kids in the hometown dialect. I think that's a nice thing. It's not like if they learn the dialect, they can't learn Mandarin. That's completely false. I think it was something like in the middle of the last century. Still, some linguistics thinks if if you taught kid one language, it stifled the kids the ability to learn another language. No, not at all. There are a lot of evidence says if one parent speak to the kid with one language and another parent speak with another language, kids definitely can develop those two dialects simultaneously.
Yes, exactly. I have family in Andorra. It's a very tiny country, and it's very common that one parent speaks in Spanish or Catalan and the other in French. And I have cousins.
Yeah,
I have cousins that they develop both languages at a native level because they pick up what their parents were saying. So they learned up to 3 languages, no issues.
yeah, exactly, man. I heard everyone in Andorra is a polyglot.
Not the polyglot at 3. For at least they are trilingual. They speak 3 languages at the very least. Yeah, and then English. That becomes later in the school. It becomes the 4th.
Yeah.
And do you think this is a political thing for the government that they want to impose? They want to impose the language.
The Chinese have a thing for unification on every bloody little detail.
Okay,
They started unifications since 200 BCE on everything, on characters, on the metric, the unit system. Shall I say they like meters? How things weight, that stuff. And they in Han Dynasty, they already start making something called 切韵. That's like the official pronunciation guide.
Okay.
And that had been used for a very, very long time. I can't remember if it was Han Dynasty or Tang Dynasty. But I remember in Ming Dynasty there's another, like, the official pronunciation book, and since the Republic of China there's another pronunciation guide. Yeah, they are of course to some extent necessary because Chinese, you can't tell how to pronounce Chinese by the look of a character at all.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's not an alphabet. It's using characters, holograms. I think they are called.
Yeah, logography.
And this unification, it's promoted in the school system, right?
Now, yeah, it's actually more than promote. It's more like enforced.
Enforced.
Some teachers were getting fined for using their dialect.
Oh, really? So we could say that even the teachers are coerced as well, not just the students. The teachers must follow the... So they are punished for using a dialect in class?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I will never imagine that. So teachers must learn, if they don't, they must learn the main dialect and use it at all times, even if they don't speak it anywhere else, just at work.
Yes.
Wow. So now I understand why all the text you have to memorize, everything will be in the same dialect.
In Mandarin.
In Mandarin. Yeah, the standard...
Yeah, we have to memorize in Mandarin.
Even though you are... you're not following the original pronunciation of the poem.
Yeah, maybe it's because the original, the Middle Chinese pronunciation is too hard. After all, it's not like Italian. Italy also has a lot of dialects, right? But each dialect, they have their orthography. They can write it down and pronounce it. In China, there really isn't. There really isn't like a writing system for each of the dialects. Even even if there is actually in China, in Chinese dialect linguistics, most of the time it has a system, but it's in IPA. That's so esoteric, and nobody can understand that aside from linguistic students. So
Yeah.
no, we definitely don't have a common alphabet for our dialects.
Yeah, exactly. So even if you pronounce things differently, you will write it down exactly the same, right? You will use the same characters.
Pretty much. Pretty
Okay.
much.
Yeah, this is one of the intrinsicities of Chinese language, since it's not it's one characteristic that it's inherently from the language. You
Yeah.
So if you base a language on characters, on holograms, this becomes independent of the pronunciation, because you are not indicating representing sounds. You're representing ideas or concepts.
Yeah.
So even if the pronunciations for apple change, the meaning of apple will be the same across the years.
The characters will always be the same.
Exactly. Well, it's good on one part, and it's it have pros and cons of everything. Okay, so the exam.
Yeah.
Can you remind the name of the exam?
What exam?
The biggest exam that.
高考.
Gaokao. Okay. Gaokao.
Yeah, 高傲.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said
to put the A a little bit backwards.
You said that you prepped for 9 months, and you said it like that was short.
Yeah, that is pretty short.
Pretty short.
Yeah,
What is the?
months.
Oh, sorry. What is the usual?
3 years or so.
3 years.
No. I should say we've been. All of the Chinese students are preparing for 高考 since the day one of the primary school. That's more like 15 years.
Oh, so are you telling me that all the high school and so on is focused for that exam?
Yeah.
It's like a preparatory for that exam.
Everything is for that exam, man.
Wow. Because I have seen that for this exam, the Gaokao, something like that pronounced, they have extra police that they manage the traffic, because it's a pretty big deal that no students can get late to the examination.
Yeah.
And I have seen pictures that, wow, they are literally, it's so more enforcement from police to keep the city with all the chaos. Because
to keep the city quiet.
No, to manage, because there's a lot of people. There are the parents waiting. There's a huge emotional distress, because you are just let's say you are playing head or tails on your future on that examination. So that exam will depend your future. But it's not one person. It's all of the people who are taking the exam are on the same page.
Yes. Yes, that exam will define everything.
Yeah, and I'm guessing that people will try to cheat the exam.
Yeah, but that's a criminal offense.
Criminal.
Yeah.
You can go to prison for cheating in the... Wow, you can go to prison for cheating in an exam in mainland China.
I'm pretty sure it's a criminal offense now.
Oh man, this is next level of being strict. So it's not that you get expelled, you cannot get a diploma on the country. No, you go straight to prison.
That too. That too. You're like on a blacklist and can't go on to any like high level exam for a very long time, several years, I suppose.
Wow. Okay. It's
the Chinese have a credit thing, for your behavior nowadays. If you like pay your rent too late or didn't repay your credit card in time, or maybe cheat on a ticket on a train. You have a centralized credit point now, like in the Black Mirror. If anyone's seen that.
Wow, I'm having a hard time to believe how that can be real. That level of severity. Oh man.
Yeah, we're already getting used to it. We often think the North Koreans are more painful, so just cherish your life already.
Yeah, because in South Korea they have, I don't know who it's called, but they have more or less the equivalent of the Gaokao, the examination of your life, let's say.
No. I mean North Korea. North Korea.
North Korea.
Systems in North Korea is much more severe.
Oh, okay. I was not following you. So North Korea, but you say about the citizens, how they are controlled by the government and so on, right?
Yeah.
Not about the exams on the school. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And even if you just did, quote, 9 months of preparatory, you succeeded because you're in college.
Yeah, actually, that 9 months was going pretty well. For the starters, because after all, my experience with school days was mostly pretty good. My grades were always pretty much always on the top of my class, especially on the math and stuff.
In the maths, you said?
Yeah. Back in middle school, my math was pretty much always perfect score, and yeah, I should also mention actually when I was preparing for the exam, we have 3 times. We can take like one exam three times. No, two times. We're tested on 6 subjects, and in total we have 9 times to take a test. So basically there are 3 subjects we can take it twice actually.
Okay.
So yeah, my English score was pretty good, obviously, and actually my history and geography was pretty good at first. So in the second exam, I got decent grade, I should say. I got decent grade, but yeah, the last exam totally wrecked me. Like a week before the actual date, I was started to experience literally blackouts in days.
Blackouts.
Blackout memory lapses. I can't even say that's real because after all, it's bloody memory blackouts. I don't even remember there's a blackout. I can only assume that's happening because I feel like at that time I having trouble discerning dreams and reality, and I would sometimes for some reason wake up sitting or standing, just feeling like wake up. I just don't know anymore. So perhaps that actually happened during the exam. So the final exam didn't get me very good grades. So which is basically why I'm in an international school college. It's not that demanding of grades. And yeah.
Interesting.
Some painful experiences.
Do you think that those memory lapses were due to the exhaustions of how many time you were spending on cramming?
I think it's more like so.
Or
Yes. I think it's more like a pure stress response.
Do you stress? Okay. And because you were having stress, but you kept going for the sake of the exam, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I was also maxed out on caffeine.
Okay, so exactly. So I was getting there. So you also had sleep deprivation. So you were taking caffeine to keep awake, so you could study for longer.
Yeah.
Okay.
What can I say? The exam demands it. My parents demand it. My teacher demands it. I have to keep pushing, but who knows? Human mind can be such a bitch at times. I just happens to get severe stress response. And I should also say, I know this is a stress response, not a long-term issue. Is because I actually went to see a therapist. I don't even know as a therapist or a psychologist, but the thing is, on my way to see the therapist, all my problems were just gone, nothing left, and I only end up talking about some of my sleep issues with my therapist, but since I get to the place, so the therapist was in another city, somewhere in Guangdong, I think. You know that? Canton.
No, not so familiar.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, the southern city.
But
province.
that was after you did the examination?
Yes.
Okay,
I went straight to a therapist.
now makes sense, because when you ended the examination, you ended the source of the stress, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man, that was some bizarre thing.
And you said that even though after the examination you still had sleep issues.
Yeah, but not for long. It just becomes better since I stopped drinking caffeine.
Exactly. Okay. So the sleep issues were induced by the caffeine, and once you stop and the stress. So once you're stress free and caffeine free, everything goes to normal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also was starting to do more sports. That's also the stupid fucking thing. Basically, the school system tells us, no, don't do sports, don't sleep, just study.
Also,
Yes, you hear me right. That goes wrong with every science discovery we know.
yes, because in your environment, it will be pretty convenient to exercise for your health, overall health, and your mind health as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they are encourage you to study a lot, but they are also discouraging you to exercise
And to sleep.
and to sleep.
That's the most absurd thing.
Wow! So, the government is doing
The school,
at
actually.
the school.
The school and the teachers.
But I guess though the teachers and the school are following rules to do that, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the
but actually, I wasn't on school when I'm preparing for the test. I was following up private tutor.
Okay. Because there's a choice, so you cannot go to school and hire a private tutor.
Well, not rule actually. I was registered on that school, but I can not go. You know, I don't have to go. I don't have to attend classes if I just go to tests and stuff.
Oh,
that's
so
not
the assistance is not mandatory.
No. My parents have to pull some strings.
Say that again, please.
My parents have to pull some strings.
What do you mean by that?
They have to, they have to, get connections. You know, for me to do that.
That your parents have to have connections to not attend class.
Yeah. So my parents have some connections in that particular school, so I don't have to attend class, and they register me as their student.
Okay.
Otherwise, I can't attend the examination, the college examination. I can't attend that if I weren't in a college.
Okay, I'm having trouble to understand that. So,
Yeah.
because of your parents' connections with somebody on the school,
Yeah.
you can overrule this assistance of the
No,
classrooms. Or
I just don't have to go to class. I'm still registered.
yeah, so if
I'm registered in the school.
you're registered, but
I'm registered as a student.
yeah, and if your parents haven't had that connection, what will happen?
Yeah, then I'm fucked. I'm totally fucked because I have to wait for an additional year or years. I don't know. It's probably different now, and I'm young, so and at that time. And that time I was having some serious fallout with my parents, which is a big like motivator for me to prepare for the college examination.
I see.
Because I was depressed, I was suicidal.
Wow.
I don't know. My parents don't like that. Of course they don't like that. And some serious fallout. Oh god, that was a totally different story then.
So for one hand, they want you to succeed, to get good grades, ace the exam, so you can have a bright future. But on the other hand, they also want you to be healthy and not be depressed for I don't know how many times.
Of course.
And then I'm assuming that not everyone in your country have. Let me rephrase that. That you were kind of privileged because of your parents' connections. So another citizen will have not this opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Oh god, you can't believe what happened. I just fucking ate a bug.
Yeah. You ate a bag?
I eat a fucking bug! This park is so... Oh my god. I need to find a different place to walk.
Oh, you're walking. You're walking now.
I'm walking in the park, man.
Oh, nice. Yeah, do some exercise. Yeah. Yeah, Tate said that not all the citizens have the same opportunities than you.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so even if someone has very good grades, perhaps this is not enough.
What? Not exactly. I still have to. The only thing is like I don't have to go to class, and that's it.
Okay, gotcha.
I still have to attend tests.
Yeah.
So being that school doesn't mean anything. I have to go to the college examination. The only thing is like, I think I don't have to wait a year because it's not like you have to go to college. You can go to college examination as a I don't know what's that called in English. Just a normal citizen, shall I say? And then something like after middle school and you work a few years and suddenly you decide to go to college. So yeah, you can go to the examination, but there's some age restrictions. I'm not sure.
Okay.
What is now?
Yeah. Here in Spain we have something like this. That the usual wait for the exam to go to college, it's until 25 or 26. And if you are older,
Perhaps
you have to do one other thing.
Yeah, maybe it's so. In a simple way to put my situation is, I have registered in that high school. I drop out since middle school. So, if I don't register in that high school, I would have to wait a lot longer times to attend the college examination. But I have the high school registration, so that's a different age restriction. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm understanding what you meant with your parents. Okay. So you. How long you were not attending class?
3 years. That's it. The exactly length of the high school.
Okay, so you never set foot in the classroom in high school.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I wasn't free learning then, I should also say. I basically was just depressed and playing games, learning English, maybe.
oh wow! Now I understand more your case. I may say this is kind of unusual in mainland China.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
then I'm picking up now, making connections. So that's perhaps why your English was better than your classmates.
Oh, yeah. Yes. That actually leads to a lot of things. My English was better. I don't have that much poison from the school.
Poison
You
from the
did-
school.
you-
I like the expression.
poison from the school. You discussed bad habits with Axel, no, in another podcast of yours.
Yeah.
I listened to that and I can feel that deeply when I go to when I started in college and see all the bloody ridiculous things happening in my classmates. And I have to say, if weren't for that 3 years, I probably wouldn't start my free learning, because as soon as I started college, as soon as I finished that fucking exam, I started free learning on my own, almost immediately,
Nice.
Yeah. But at first, it was like I was constructing my memory palace. I was finding books to read. I was finding subjects to learn, some language I'm interested, all the explorations.
Interesting. So, wow. So as soon as you have the opportunity to be free, you just go straight away and take the opportunity.
Yes.
Nice. And also, even if you were not attending classes, just for following the syllabus and making the examinations, this was creating depression.
Well, I'm sorry. What is creating depression?
Yeah, because
exactly?
let me rephrase that. You said that you were depressed, right?
Yeah.
But-
in middle school.
In middle school. Okay, in middle school you were attending class.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was just at high school that you had the chance of not attending the class but do the examinations anyway.
Yeah.
And you were and the time you were not in class, you were playing video games and watching YouTube, right?
Yes.
And this is how you, among other things, you end up learning English.
Yes. And
Okay.
I'm learning English. I gradually free myself from all those bad habits learned from school, and if it honestly, when I look backwards, connecting those dots, I would definitely say, if weren't for those 3 years, I would be a lot of different. I would be a different person, probably more similar to my classmates.
Okay, so you said that as soon as you finished the exam, the Gaokao,
Yeah.
you started to free learn with language and so on, right?
Yes. Yes.
But you didn't start at college right away. I'm assuming you have the summer break in between?
Yeah. Yeah. 2 months.
2 months. So what you did during those 2 months that you were on a school break?
Well, I visit some friends. I go to therapist, of course, and then I was reading books. I actually spent a lot of time reading books and searching for things I can study, and a lot of times I was preparing English because I have to go. The international school I go to, there's a English test. I was sort of anxious, but it turned out I don't have to be at all. I just come out of the top of the exam again. Yeah.
Nice. And then you started. What was the degree about economics? You said
international business.
International
That's
business.
the full name.
Okay, international business. Have you choose that path? You wanted to study this?
Well, now I can't really say. I don't actually have a lot of choice. I know I want to go somewhere in business, and now I think actually I'm pretty happy with this choice. Well, now I am sort of have an investor as I do investment as a hobby too in the Chinese market, and so yeah, it's not a bad choice, I'd say.
Okay, so you enjoy it. So if you do it, you are doing like a hobby already. It's because you enjoy it.
Yeah, it is something I enjoy.
Okay.
Yeah, the subjects.
Okay, and let me guess that even in college you have to pass examinations very often, right?
Yeah, a lot sometimes. And in the beginning, I think we have one exam per week. Pretty crazy.
One exam
But
every week.
Yeah, it is easy though, because in the first year it's mostly English and maths and stuff. And calculus was pretty easy for me because we have to learn it when preparing the college's exam.
Yeah, exactly. It was easy for you because you had the previous knowledge already, and especially for English.
Yes, and that's a huge reason I have a lot of free time learning things on my own.
Exactly, because what you were supposed to learn, you already did.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, and because I was on top of my class, I can basically do whatever I want. During class, I can even sneak out, and teacher won't say a thing.
Oh, you can sneak out, but just because you are one of the best students, they don't say anything.
Yeah, I think it's, I don't know, it's an unspoken rule here in China. If you are at the top, if you are at the top of your school, you can at some extent do whatever you want.
Or you have, let's say, a privilege when you are on the top of the class.
Yeah.
That it's an unwritten rule.
You can sort of have more freedom. Now I'm still pretty good on year 4 in my class. I actually don't know if I'm the top or something. I haven't checked the list. I don't know if they still have a list. Anyway, now at class I can have my earbuds on. I can look at my phone.
Wow.
But if teachers go through me, if teachers walk through me, they don't like, they're like, hey, take off your earbuds. No, they only tell those like bad grade students. So yeah, that's a sort of an written rule. I don't know.
So they are very strict of what we said before, that you have to speak on the main dialect of Chinese or Mandarin Chinese.
Oh no, we were, we're teaching English, if that's what you mean.
Well, okay, sorry about that. It was just something to compare. Is that for some reasons, like language, are extremely strict, but then they are flexible. If you are one of the top best students, they get flexibility.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of unexpected.
Yeah, and you, well, in China, it's extremely like a people society. I don't know what to say. Everyone has to be a people person to be on the top of everything. Really. Yeah, like I always say, in China, everybody is in people business.
Okay.
So like, if you have good relationships with your teacher, you can bend the rules a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, you can bend the rules, and it helps to be one of the top students.
Yeah. Having good grades definitely help too. So actually, I have pretty good grades, but for a very long time, I have very bad relationships with some of my teachers. But since I have great rule, they can't do anything about it. I think I think if you have some like very good grade students, as for teachers, they have some bonus or something, but I'm not sure.
Incentive, you mean that they earn more money?
Yeah. Yes, they earn more money.
Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, now I get it. So that's why perhaps they are flexible. They bend
Yeah.
rules because they are getting a benefit from that,
Yeah.
a personal gain.
Yeah, man.
Oh, so it's not that as genuine as I thought. It's I won't bother you because you're giving me extra money. So do whatever you want in
Let's
classroom.
say that.
As long as you get very high marks, do your business, and I won't tell anything. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that in all college or only on those that are international?
No. In international colleges, I think the extent is even less because we have more foreign tutors.
Oh, yeah,
But
makes sense.
yes, this people business thing is definitely happening in like all the schools. But in like like in younger schools, like in middle school or primary schools, it's more like the parents have good relationship with teachers. But when you enter college, you just need to be a people person.
Yeah. Oh, such a good point. So when you're younger, you depend on the parents with relationships, and in college it's yourself.
Yeah.
Wow, and this is have a huge impact. Wow. So and what happens to the classmates that consistently have just enough marks, good enough marks to pass, but are just on the very low of the list?
To be honest, I have no idea. I don't care about them.
Okay.
I'm sort of like careless. I don't know, or should I say? I really don't care about those students like at all.
Oh wow.
They don't affect me. I don't give a damn about them
Okay.
because you know I've got my phone. I've got my own free learning. I have all the schools that I have to deal with. Even let's say I have more freedom in class. There are still projects. There are still tests, some homeworks, which are fucking annoying. By the way, homeworks. If I have pretty good grades, sometimes I cannot do homework, and they don't say a thing. that only happens occasionally. I think.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I have to like.
occasionally you can bend the rules, but you cannot overdo it.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
the
of course I can't overdo it. I have to like watch the teacher's reaction. Just say I have to adjust my actions at times.
I see. And you are just in the last year, so this is close to an end.
Yes. This is, and now actually my campus switched in the third year. So in the first 2 years, I'm in a pretty small class in a campus in Shanghai, and now so it's sort of a policy thing. If you're on this school, if you're on the third year, you have to go to the main campus. You can't stay on a satellite campus. Maybe that's called. Yeah.
So you have different
Different
buildings.
campus.
Okay.
Yeah. And the class is a bit different. Since I switched campus, the class is much bigger. But the teachers here still know I'm the best. So. Yeah.
Okay, and going a little back, you said that you always know your ranking on your class. It's because you get a list on who is first, who is second, and so on.
Yeah. On the first 2 years, they send a list. Now they don't. I think.
Oh wow.
I haven't even bothered to check.
Yeah, that's actually good. You didn't bother. But I'm surprised because one thing is that they tell you your position. That's a thing. I'm the third or the fourth, whatever.
Yes.
But
Yes.
they provide you
Yes.
the list, so you can see who is first, and
Yes.
and so on, and who is last. Everything is public.
Yeah, it's sort of public. Sometimes it's public. Sometimes only one person, like the leader of the class, get the list, and everybody would have to go ask him to see it. Otherwise, you'll only see your own score. Sometimes it works like that. Sometimes everybody just see the whole list. And when they do, they often find like I am like 10 points or more ahead of the second one. Happens a lot actually during the first 3 years. So
So you were the first, and by a margin, by a significant,
by a big margin.
yeah, by a significant margin. Okay,
Yeah.
but do you
Yeah, they,
do you find this leads to toxicity? Having the list of who performs better and who performs worse?
what?
If you think,
Huh?
yeah, so if having this list, so if you know the grades of all your classmates,
Yeah.
do you think this will affect how you perceive those classmates? You will treat them differently because you know that is the one of the.
Frankly, I can only recall several of their names. I maybe no, actually, I don't socialize. I should say I only have I have 3 or 4 friends the whole time. I would say I really don't care about socialization. Because I think it's a waste of bloody time. What they do all day is like playing games, browsing TikToks, watching stupid TV shows. What the hell am I going to do to socialize with them? No, it's just average college students.
Okay, there are some layers I want to comment on that. So, when you say it's not worth to socialize, you mean overall or just in college?
No, just in college.
Just in college. Okay, I wanted to make that sure. So you don't want to socialize on that setting on college. You don't care about other people. You just get there, get the grades. At the end of the 4 years, you will get a certificate, and you will move on in life.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing is, in China, the diploma is very, very, very important. It just maybe like 30 years ago, a diploma is less important because maybe you have heard of China have a reform and opening thing in the 80s. You know that during that period, you don't have to have a degree at all. You can get into any business and just make money. It's really easy and not much like prerequisites. But now, no, definitely.
Now the society demands you a certificate to get a job.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
It's just, in my opinion, impossible to find someone like Bill Gates or Steve Jobs. They are dropouts, right? Yeah, you just can't find one in China, at least to my knowledge.
Okay. And do you think that this lack of social life and interaction in the classroom affected, if you perceive it as boredom or as how it's called, depression? So when you
Oh no. Yeah.
but that is because you do the free learning on the side.
Yeah, to be honest, I was quite busy with free learning because I am sort of determined to have my own learning schedule. I was pretty determined. I was fucking adamant about it. I was like, I have to do it in class. If the curiosity just bursts up, if the curiosity just happened to me in class, I would stop listening and just go online and search my materials. like that.
Nice.
And so I was quite busy with myself.
Busy in the sense that you were feeding your learn drive, right?
Yeah.
Following your own
But
interest.
But as for Learn Drive, that's another story. I wouldn't say I'm completely not contaminated by school habits. It would still take me a long time to overcome those things. And other times I was traveling in Shanghai, just visiting the famous places.
Yeah, say that again, please.
Other times I was traveling in Shanghai, visiting the famous places.
Traveling. Nice.
Yeah, traveling.
That's nice. Because when you were free learning, in the sense that if you had curiosity about something, you were going online on your phone, I'm assuming, during class, you didn't get the attention of the teacher because of the perk of having good grades, right?
Yes.
Nice. Then all of this makes sense.
Because I sort of have a low reputation in my class. That's you know they don't call me by my names anymore. They know my score. They call me. I don't know how to translate that, but like study bully. They can. I can bully them in terms of scores. 学霸. It's a nickname. Basically, it's translated as study bully.
Interesting. So it's a bully because, so metaphorically speaking, you're a bully because you always get better grades than them.
Yeah. Basically,
consistently.
This term just says I'm bullying them with my scores.
Yeah. But I'm guessing it's because this can be perceived as psychological effect that, this guy is always beating me. It's always better than I. Yeah. Even if I cram all day long, inefficiently, I'm boring every day.
No, it's just a joke, really. But
yeah, it's a nickname, but interesting that the usage of bully in this.
Yeah, but it's not like a bully. It's I can't find a better translation.
It's a metaphoric. And by the way, do your classmates ever ask you why you do this? That it's different?
Yeah. That's also the fucking thing I want to mention about. They think I have hyperthymesia. You know what that means?
Hyperamnesia.
Hyperthymesia. I think that's how you say it. Hyperthymesia. You know what that means?
Please describe it.
That's fucking photographic memory, man. They think I have photographic memory. Like, yeah.
Okay, so they attribute you your success and good grades. Not because of your methodology of free learning, but of just pure photographic memory. Yeah,
and I think at first they say I have some savant syndrome.
Yeah,
Probably because I socialize very little.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's so stereotypical.
Yes.
What the hell?
Yeah. Oh, I'm really curious because. See, if this is consistent, so it's systematic, that it happens every time with no exceptions, across the years, wouldn't even the teacher ask, hey, wait a minute, why is a student is not paying attention in class, or even not attending, and is getting good scores? What is he doing that other people is not doing? They don't ask that themselves.
And by the way, I think one of the teachers thinks I have memorized the entire dictionary for some reason. I think at times during some of the vocabulary tests, I sort of come up with a definition like very quickly, and for some reason she just come to the conclusion, I memorized the entire dictionary. Good for me.
Yeah, because I think from their schooled mind, they think that the only way you can get to that is by rote memorization. They don't know any better, right?
Yeah, but in fact, I was a pretty big nerd on etymology. I like to study the roots of the words. That's why I was teaching myself Latin and Greek.
Yeah, makes sense. Because a lot of languages borrow roots from Latin and Greek. Being English, one of the examples. Yeah.
Yes. Spanish too. Spanish is pretty much more than that.
Yeah, I know. I'm native speaker of Spanish. Yeah. Wow. So I'm very glad you find out free learning, even though in your environment that it's very fixed. You still succeeded to free yourself at a very significant extent. You are still on college, and you're already kind of free. Not obviously, it's not perfect. It's not ideal, but based on the constraints you have, you are almost at the maximum you can be already.
Yeah, I would say I am really trying the best because the Chinese society demands really differently, and yeah, the social pressure and I plan to get another postgraduate degree actually, but
Really?
in mainland China because I maybe can just go for another year, and I'll try to find a school. I'll try to find a postgraduate school where I can like not attend classes at all. Maybe just do tests.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that exists. I'll try to find one because diploma is still important.
Exactly. So you want a diploma, but you don't want to waste your time attending class.
Yeah, I don't want to waste my time. Like I have to find a very delicate balance on the diploma and my learning. I have to. In this society, I can't see another way actually.
Yeah, because I'm very perplexed because you differ so much from the average citizen, at least in mainland China.
Yeah.
Wow. And getting back to what we discussed before, you end up going in Discord. That it's for communities, but and in YouTube you could also comment that you watch lots of YouTube videos about a video game, the Minecraft.
Yeah.
But the question is, it's not forbidden in mainland China. You cannot see YouTube in China.
Oh well, I find something called VPN a long time ago.
When you say a long time ago, what will that be? Middle school?
Wow, as early as 12 years old.
12 years old,
You
and you're 21.
12 years. Yeah, 12 years old. Back then, I was only visiting like Vsauce and a channel called Number File. File as in.
Yeah, 5/0. Yeah, and Vsauce.
No, file.
Vsauce.
Number file. That's like Greek for love. It's how you pronounce it. But back then I was watching a little bit of Vsauce. At that time my English obviously sucks, but YouTube. But the graphics is good, and I can try to understand. Well, I at that time I was quite a science guy, so I watched Vsauce and then Number File or any some math channel basically because math is universal, I don't have to have a very good base in English.
And Vsauce, for people who are not familiar with Vsauce, is a YouTuber that is about science.
A lot of things: science, philosophy, technology.
And the videos are very well researched and well made.
Yes.
Yeah, I have seen some of his videos. Yeah. So you have used VPN, and because in your country it's not allowed to use YouTube and many other
yes, and
services.
the thing is, you get out of the Great Wall, you can't stop. So China was blocking YouTube since 2010, and but back then I don't know anything about like foreign networks, but I stumbled upon one little app that can provide me with VPN access, so I get on it, watch a lot of YouTube, albeit not understanding anything, basically. But
Nice.
yeah. So at that time, I was obviously still at school. I was just starting middle school, but yeah, since my school pressure is getting higher and higher, I stopped watching YouTube for a while. But back then, I was pretty big on video games and programming. I was playing a board game, so a bunch of so me and a bunch of friends was programming that board game into the computer. So I got pretty proficient with a little language called Lua. Have you heard of that? It's a extension to C.
Yeah, I know just the name. I don't know any detail about it. And did you learn by yourself how to code?
Yeah, I learned by myself.
Well, nice. At what age?
14. I was
14.
I was very enthusiastic about programming and Photoshop for about a year.
And you programmed your own board game in the computer at 14 years old to play with your game.
I only programmed a very small part. So I programmed some characters, some skills of the characters. Like not the whole system. I don't know any C. Let's not like I don't know any C. I'm just my C language is not good enough. You know, back then I was still learning programming with Chinese. You know, so yeah, I bought my own book. I was experimenting. I was asking questions. I was also using Photoshop a lot because we need to create pictures for the game, etc.
Wow. And then you also self-taught how to use the Photoshop because it's not that easy. Yeah. It's not like the Paint from Windows that it's just a couple of buttons. Yeah. Wow. So you were free learning already.
Yeah, a long time ago. Yes, you're right. In those programs, so my Photoshop was eventually getting very proficient. I even buy my own like drawing board. I don't know what's that called in English.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The sketch. Yeah, I know that. Yeah. You use a pencil that is digital, right?
Yeah. To do digital drawing.
Oh, yeah, that's advanced. Yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
That was God. That was I was only 14 or 15. God, it was so long ago.
Yeah, 9 years ago, 7 years ago, something like that. Yeah. Wow, I'm amazed.
6 or 7 actually.
Yeah, you're 21. Yeah. Wow, I'm amazed. Good for you. You had this experience at that young age, despite your reality on the classroom every day.
Yeah, of course. You know, that day I was watching your podcast with Tyler, and he said in Taiwan you have the option of unschooling. God, I wish that was the case in mainland. You know.
Yeah, I'm also amazed.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting. I'm also amazed that I think that was the 4th or 5th episode with Tyler. I'm amazed that this reached to you on the other side of the world, and that you had to use a VPN to watch because you cannot watch YouTube. So you only had the chance to see that video because you were using a VPN in the first place, and and you were proficient enough for English to understand because there are no subtitles there.
Yes.
Wow.
Right.
And that this helped you, or at least pick up your curiosity, and here you are now.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it is a amazing journey.
Wow. And I think in China it's much more to be done than any other places like South Korea. Yes. Let's say that it's in the other spectrum of unschooling.
Well, yeah. To be honest, I wouldn't say I don't. I would say I don't even know that much about the education system because I genuinely just don't care.
And
about how severe or on spectrum, I would definitely say pretty much all education system, at least as far as I know of, is pretty similar. Like,
Well, yeah, it's based on
Yeah.
the Prussian system. It's more or less the same,
Yeah.
how it works.
Yeah.
But what they have, at least for what I read, the society it's more in those countries in Asia. It's more enforced. It's more strict. It's please don't exercise, don't sleep, just study, and so on. They don't push that to that extreme in other countries.
And they don't teach about how you should study. That's of course the most important thing. Because the methodology is always the most important thing
Because I have read
in starting.
because I have
When you start learning.
say that again, please. When you start learning,
When you start learning, the methodology is always the most important thing. You can't just study. You can't just force yourself to sit on library for 6 hours or even 12 hours a day.
I recall some years ago reading one news. I don't know if it was fake or not. That one Chinese student of, I think it was medicine, died in the library due to exhaustion because he was studying like almost 20 hours a day or something like that.
Oh God.
And he went to that extreme of sleep deprivation that I don't know, he had a heart attack or I don't know, or just poor exhaustion, something like that.
Yeah.
It was one of the examples that one person is willing to push themselves to those extremes. Their bodies are telling them, please stop,
Yeah.
but they keep pushing because of the social pressure, and they until they pass out. They literally pass out. Yeah. This is just one anecdote of that news.
Also, I'm curious if that guy is really studying medicine. Wouldn't he know like sitting that long would give you a heart attack when you sit up?
Yeah,
Your heart would be.
Yeah, that's a very good point. That even though if you know that it's harmful, you will still do it because of the social pressure. Is if I have to pass the Gaokao or any other college exam, I have to push that, even if I know it's not good for me, for my health. I'm assuming most of the students know it's not good for them.
Well, I don't think so, like at all. So my good, one of my good friends. So she's also like the top of the school, but her opinion is like she will literally sleep in the self-study room, and maybe for 1 or 2 hours a day, just to pass an exam like 2 months later. Trust me, it's this study until you're dead thing is definitely much more common than you think in China.
Yeah, it's common, but does that friend, that classmate, knows that is harmful?
Of course, I
Yeah.
talk to her like a lot.
So she's doing it because he gets the passing grade, right? Because he got results. Even though
She's about her grades.
Yeah, exactly. Even though she could do something better to get the same grades, because sleep deprivation and more hours doesn't translate to better grades.
Yeah.
This is very common in, I'm generalizing, in Asian countries that they say more is better. At some extent, but when you pass a threshold, more is less.
Yeah.
Because you sleep less, so the memory consolidation will be worse and so on. And all the stress you're adding and so on. This is not more. This is not better. That more hours, yeah. By the way, do you want to say anything I didn't ask? that we didn't cover?
Well, I actually,
Hmm?
well, about the study thing,
Hmm?
about this like keep pushing thing. I was like that too. When I really started college, I was sleeping on a schedule actually. Like I said, I wasn't like immune from the bad habits from school. When I at first I was still to a degree started to deprive my sleep for a little bit when I started college on the first year. I was the first interest was Latin, because I have a friend who is sort of a polyglot. He can speak a lot of languages, and I speak to him about my interest in etymologies of English or etymologies in general. And he told me, like, if you wanna like learn English etymology and other European languages, well, you might want to start with Latin. So I did. I bought a little textbook called Wheelock's Latin. It's quite a famous teach yourself style Latin textbook in a Latin learning community. But it's the qualities. I think it's disputed because the teaching methodology, it goes something like this. It first taught you the grammar, so like how the Latin syntax works, and, how you should conjugate the words, and then it gives you a big list of words, telling you to memorize. So I was sitting there saying to myself, amo, amare, amawi, amatum, and something like that. And then it gives you a little translation exercise. Something like it gives you sentences in English, you translate it to Latin, and gives sentences in Latin, you translate to English, etc. And at last, I don't think there's pretty much anything. That's just some anecdotes on this class. So basically, you can see that this teaching methodology is not natural. It's not natural to language learning, and there's of course no spaced repetition system at all. This textbook encourages you to make your own bloody flashcards in the 21st century. That is a 20th century book, by the way. It is an old textbook, but the latest version is in the 21st century. So.
So it's
Anyway.
it's an old book that has been reedited several times across the years. Okay.
Yeah, it's as old as after the Second World War, and
wow.
and people were trying to learn Latin, and the author made this book. But the latest version, the 7th edition, was something like it's after 2000. Anyway.
Okay.
So I was following it, like the biggest bad habits in school is you have to follow a bloody curriculum or you can't succeed. I'm sure you can relate with this because it goes so against our human nature. We're not following the interest. We're not following our interests. We are going through this curriculum. We're going through this step and this step and this step. You have to learn this word first. You have to learn that grammar rule first.
Yes, the bad habit of relying with a curriculum and not your interest or what you think is important, your priorities. And second, reading the book from cover to bottom, right?
Oh, yes.
That's another bad habit.
That's what I was trying to... Oh, my God. Yeah, you remind me that reading book from cover to bottom, that was the thing. That was the thing I was forcing myself to do. But I was like attempting to I wouldn't say incremental reading. I would like to say intermittent reading. I have several books. In front of me at the same time. And if I get bored from one book, I would read another. But it's not like. But it's well, the only sort of different thing I did at first. Every bit of knowledge I would construct a memory palace. Oh no, not every bit. Every chunk or every subject or basically every chunk of knowledge. Actually, that's a good word.
Yeah, all the pieces of information were you were memorizing them using a memory palace.
Yes. Yeah. About memory palace. I didn't know memory palace like at first. I was exploring like learning methodologies and realized I was using something very similar. Remember, I told you when I started middle school, I started making stories about each words. But in memory palace, you just put those images of the stories in a certain place. And I was like not very good with memory palace, and there's a big reason on that, because the public depicts memory palace as such a bizarre thing. Like, do you know like the modern adaptations of Sherlock Holmes, the TV shows, the movies?
Yeah, but I haven't watched that. What's the difference?
Don't watch it. They are pretty stupid. Some of them they are not like not telling good stories, but only like how Sherlock Holmes learn stuff. It's pretty absurd. I actually don't know about the original novel, whether it mentioned like memory palaces or how Sherlock learns stuff at all. But in the movies, at least I want to mention that stupid TV show called Sherlock, made by BBC in 2010. That's in that show, Sherlock's memory palace is depicted as some sort of corridor and with doors on each side. That's not memory palace work at all. You can't use such a monotonous. Yeah, monotonous. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, monotonous. That it's very repetitive.
Monotonous.
Repetitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but perhaps.
Yeah.
Perhaps I'm assuming because it's a TV show, it's simplified, so that the average citizen can understand and follow what a memory palace is with no background experience.
I don't think it's like they can't put a delicate place and that book and that. Do you know The Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal Lecter thing?
Yeah.
That's pretty famous in the popular culture as well. Hannibal Lecter has one giant memory palace. That's also very stupid. Cause in my experience, having one giant memory palace doesn't make sense at all. You have you have emotional attachment to one place, to like maybe a room or maybe a building or a small area. And in Hannibal Lecter's mind, he for some reason connects those. He builds those buildings. No, memory palace. The whole purpose of memory palace is connecting the things you don't know with the things you know. We have a tendency to memorize like places, right? That's why we have a what's that called? Hey, what's that? Hippocampus, I want to say. Sorry, hippocampus. That's why we have a hippocampus.
Okay.
You know, to memorize places. And we are so good. We're so good at memorizing that. You know, the London cabbers. Cab drivers. They have a bigger hippocampus than us. And they can memorize thousands of roads, streets. In that city with roads so complex, we're very good at memorizing places. We are, but creating those in the brain and in Sherlock, in that Sherlock depiction, just monotonous rooms lying around. No, I don't think that's a real place at all. Memory palaces almost always use real places, when I was constructing memory palaces, I used a lot. I used dozens of places for different subjects, for different books, for different anything. I use a new place as my memory palace, as the peg. Peg. Yeah, in the if I remember that correct.
And do you still use the memory palaces?
Well, not anymore.
Not
Since
anymore.
I started using Anki, I gradually transferred the knowledge out of my memory palace. Yeah, that's the way to put it.
Okay.
Yeah, and the most stupid thing about that show is that one of the antagonists also have a memory palace, and in that memory palace he have a fucking folder in the memory palace. He has it on paper, and he was like removing a paper from the shelf of his memory palace. That's how memory works. That's like photographic memory, and we all know photographic memory is not a thing.
Yeah, not a human.
Yeah, the closest thing to a photographic memory is that stupid 1970s study. I can't recall the name. I think his first name was Charles, the researcher, and the subject name is something like Elizabeth, or I don't know. And the subject, the researcher, he showed the subject like two pictures with random dots, and the subject, for some reason, she can memorize those and put them together. And the most dramatic thing is the researcher married the subject. Like, what the hell?
Okay, so I don't know what the study is.
That's the only research that is even remotely like a true proof of photographic memory. I think you can, if you search, I think the Wikipedia page of photographic memory is called eidetic memory, and
eidetic,
yeah, and the research I said is probably on it. I'm not sure. You can try it later. Anyway.
Okay, it's on
that's
Wikipedia.
Not a thing.
Yeah, and may I guess, that's a wild guess, that the Chinese culture, they believe on that? Because you said that one teacher said you had photographic memory, or no, you memorized the entire dictionary.
Yeah.
That's because they believe in that, right?
Yeah, they truly believe like you know how actually I don't think it's like only in China. I think like in medieval Europe, if someone who's a very good memory, his position is something like a saint. I remember I read it like in that little memory book called Moonwalking with Einstein. I'm not sure. In medieval Europe, people with good memories are often have very high status. And before the printing thing, they are using memory palaces to remember a lot of things.
Yeah, because this is a very old technique. It's an ancient technique from millennia ago.
Yes, but in China, there's no such thing. There's actually one guy was trying to teach it to Chinese students when you need to prepare those tests, because you know that exam has very old origins. It's something like 2,000 years old, you know.
He was trying. He was trying to teach memory palace.
Yeah, he was trying to teach memory palace to Chinese students preparing for that test, but I think they never get popular because the Chinese culture just raises the pain of study. There's even a proverb goes something like that. It says a student, he would hang his hair to the beam of his building, his room, and he would use a pickaxe or an ice spike to hit his thigh to keep himself awake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Try that image. Oh my god, I've been saying that probably since I was a child, but I haven't really.
Yeah, it's
the mental image.
The glorification of the grind. It's very prevalent in China. That if you want to succeed and have a bright future, you have to endure the pain, the sleep deprivation, and so on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, you're right. Basically, in China, if you succeed, people would assume two things. Either you are a fucking genius, you just know things, you just memorize things. Either you go through like mountains of pain and suffering and like years of hard studying, years of not enough food, not enough sleep, not enough exercise. Then you come up with the thick glasses and a weak body, and you are on top. The Chinese believe one of those two things. They don't believe in someone who's using the right way to study, and he can succeed. No, they don't believe that. They would.
Yeah, they cannot conceive. They cannot even conceive the idea that could be true.
Exactly, they can't conceive. I'm pretty sure. When I grow up in this society, I don't think I've seen anyone like praising this guy is using the right way to study. I've seen tons of times like they are praising this guy like just study.
Yeah, it's very ingrained in the Chinese culture. And this has been around for many millennia and centuries. It will be in my opinion, it will be extremely hard to change the mindset.
Yes.
And there's also politics and culture embedded. Because what we commented at the beginning, that you have to memorize ancient texts that are not in, and so on and so on. So
yes.
What will be your opinion? So how you will see China in, let's say, 20 or 30 years from now?
I'd say no changes at all.
No change at all?
Honestly, I'm pretty pessimistic about this one. I don't. The thing is, you mentioned politics. Yes, politics play a big role, but not in like the modern way. In ancient China, there's a pretty strict social structure, and the only way for a poor and not connected student to rise to the top is through tests. Of course through tests. But actually, that's a better system already, in my opinion. It's really like the lesser evil.
Yeah, exactly.
But like in India or modern day North Korea, if you are on a specific status, if you are on that part of the social pyramid, no ways of getting up.
You mean the caste system? So you are born in a certain social class, and you cannot move up.
Yes.
From that.
Yes. I'm not sure you have literally no way of moving up. Do you?
No, I'm not an expert.
No, can you like marry up? I don't know.
I know. Perhaps you can. Perhaps, but it will be rare. I don't know. Actually, we had Raj, one guest that he lived in US, but he also lived in India.
Raj?
Yeah, Raj. He has Indian ethnicity. So he lived the US and he lived in India, and he shared his experience as well. And he was one of the privileged that. I guess one of the highest social status you can get there.
I see. Yeah, that definitely can affect a lot on your study, on your learning experience.
So let's say that. Sorry.
That's India. Actually, I want to mention in North Korea, you don't move up at all. You can't marry up, and you can only marry down. Like different social classes, if they get married, the different one always lower the social status. So that's even worse. That's why I say the ancient Chinese system was the sort of the lesser evil.
I see. If you think there's no room of improvement in the decades to follow, if you want to have kids, what will you do? Send your kids to the school and go through all you did?
I don't want to have kids, honestly. First.
Okay. I assume that already. Okay, you don't want to have kids. Okay, to have children.
Were I to have kids, I would say I would probably teach him like on his own, or I would like gather a unschooler community. Yeah, because kids still need to socialize.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because my question was intended that will you be willing to, for instance, move to Taiwan? That Taiwan, you can unschool your children.
Oh, maybe Japan. Yeah, Taiwan is also okay. I've been thinking about Japan.
I don't know if you can. In Japan, you can unschool.
Oh, I don't know. I just said it's a society I would probably be comfortable with. No, I'm not saying about like
Okay.
like a education. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Anything else you want to share with us?
We're saying like how politics affecting China's learning, and you said you asked about how I think China society will move. Actually, I want to add a little bit of my reason.
Okay.
So you see, I don't think the political system is going to get better. First off, these 10 years, the political system is getting stricter and stricter. I'm not going too further on that, but some people are saying it's like the second cultural revolution, you know.
Okay.
Also Chinese is killing off the off-campus private study companies. I don't even know how you say it in English. But
yeah, private academies, you mean, that are not for the government?
Yeah, privatization of education. No, it's not happening in China anymore. Like those companies, they're shut down. They are forced to leave the market. I don't know, but some of the share prices literally dropped like 98% just for a few weeks.
Wow. So
And
you mean
yeah,
that now all the education entities will be public from the government?
will be on the public sector. Will be on the government.
Government, yeah.
So, and that's happening this year, July.
Oh, so it's very recent.
Yeah, that's very recent. I'm very glad I don't have stocks on those companies.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I'm pessimistic. You know, if I'd say if those students can't have a good experience on school, maybe those companies will help them. I don't know. I would definitely say more options is probably a good thing. I think more options is definitely a good thing, actually.
Because what is the motivation to put the private sector to an end? It's because they want
They want more control.
Okay.
Simple as that, I think.
They want a full control of the education system.
Yeah.
So-
Also, I think the teachers on the public sectors weren't really happy because teachers working on the private sector is making way more money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The salaries in the public usually this is very prominent in more countries, that the public sector it's always cheaper. It's the salaries are lower.
Yes.
And at some countries the difference is significant. That in the private sector you can earn twice or three times as much for the same job.
Yeah, probably a lot more. I mean, I used to have I have a friend who used to make something like 10,000 yuan per day.
How much?
Per day.
How much is this in dollars? 10,000 yuan.
It's what is it, 1,000 euros per day? I mean, it's on the best days, obviously. Yeah, it's on the best days, obviously. Like,
Oh,
all the
wow.
students are free from school.
1,500 a day.
Yes, about 1,000 euros, I think.
Yeah.
That's on the best days and the best teachers. Yeah.
Wow, that's good money. And in the public system, what will be?
What?
Yeah, in the public system, how much a teacher will earn?
What's this song? What's this song?
Yeah, in the public system.
What's that?
Yeah, in a school that is public by the government. It's not that is not private.
In school, well, I have no idea. Probably a tenth. No, wait. No. Probably a tenth or a 20th. I don't know. It's much less.
Okay, yeah, it's a big difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
That friend of mine is making less now. So yeah.
Okay.
And coupling, and also coupling with how the current young Chinese is not studying on their own. Their free times is basically filled with TikTok. Literally just TikTok, stupid games. I don't think there's a future.
You don't think there's a future on the new education system? Or
I don't think there's a future on the new Chinese. At least the majority of them, I'd say like 80% of them don't have a future.
Oh,
now
I understand.
I know that's a bold statement. But compared with the world, honestly, I don't know. I don't know about the rest of the world. It's a very subjective opinion, anyway.
I see.
Yeah. What do you think? I think you definitely know a lot of new things today.
Yeah, I learned many things because one of the things that happens with China is that there's been a great deal of censorship. So what I can see online, it's very different. It's very limited to what I could see from any people like you, any citizen. But there's a huge great wall, pun intended, because if you're not using a VPN, it's very hard to get real contact with a citizen. Unless I speak the language. If I could speak Mandarin, it will be a lot easier for me to get contact with these people.
True.
Because people with you, it's not the usual case. I can speak in English and so on. So my chances, my opportunities are very limited. Okay, so we can wrap up the episode here.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
How long is it?
More than 2 hours overall.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Perhaps I will release it in 2 parts. I don't know. So a big thank you for your time and sharing your experience. Yeah. Also, for you, listener, if you make it to the end, keep in mind we have a Discord. The link will be in the description, so we can share and help each other on our adventure of free learning. Especially if you have experienced bad habits on the school system. Do you want to add anything else?
Well, that's enough. I think I didn't notice it has been 2 hours. Wow. I guess,
yeah, time flies.
I don't talk about that like at all, man. I don't. Yeah, as you know, I don't speak English that often, and I try to talk about it with my peers, but honestly, they don't care. I can see it. They don't care.
They don't care.
Yeah.
Then you got a 2-hour practice.
I'm really happy to be able to talk about this. Thanks for having me, man.
We just